Last week's Battletech Tactica, we asked the question, what makes for a good brawler mech? A mech that gets in there close, delivering close in 1, 2, 3 hex range weaponry, autocannon 20 mandatory, and then finishing thing off with punches and kicks. Then we balance things out with what makes for a dedicated long-range support mech, a machine that sits out there at the edge of the hex map and every single turn lays down steady firepower. Both of those are up in the Battletech playlist. Let's meet in the middle. What makes for a good medium range, mid-range mech that is not 10 or 15 hexes away from the action, but it's not 1 or 2 or 3 hexes away from the action. It's maybe 5 or 6. So certainly different weapons have different range profiles. Medium range is kind of a balance. The modifiers are there depending on the weapon, but you're not at extreme range. You've closed that range. You can further close that range by walking or running. Walking, I don't know about standing still because I want to stack my modifiers, but a good medium range mech in my definition has redundancy. Now, redundancy is something that, of course, I want every mech to have. I want maximum armor. I want maximum speed. I want minimum C-bills. It's a give and take. It's a balance. But redundancy in Battletech is where, at whatever range bracket you're operating on, there's 2 or 3, 4 chances to hit. 2 long-range missile packs, 2 autocannons, 2 PPCs, right? Marauder, Warhammer. If you can keep those modifiers down, one might miss, but at least one will probably hit. What we see with light mechs is your primary weapon is just that medium laser. You've got one shot, but a light mech has different roles intended. So I see a medium mech as medium range mech, not medium tonnage. We're going to operate at that middle band, that middle area. I want to see a lot of medium lasers. Now, in terms of inner sphere tech, we haven't heard about the clans yet. It's ancient history or soon to be history. Medium lasers have good range, good damage, good heat. I want to stack maybe 4 of those. I want to have a decent amount. I'm not that concerned with a single long-range weapon. We see this where certain mechs will have an autocannon 10 or 1 PPC or 1 LRM pack or 1 large laser, with the idea being on the way in at range, you're moving forward, you've got something to shoot at. You've got a little bit of dice to put down there on the table. Or if your opponent is hanging back, at least you're putting a little bit of a threat on them. Then short-range mechs, of course, machine guns, missiles, and lasers. The medium range is where I'm going to operate, so I don't necessarily need that autocannon 10 or that PPC because I'm not going to be at long range. I'm going to be dancing at that mid-range. So I'd like to see that tonnage or that weapons configuration or that variant stock more medium lasers. I'm looking at the Grasshopper. Even though it's got that 5-pack on there, it's primary energy boat with those lasers. Short-range missile packs. Now, short-range missile packs are short range. Obviously, I'd like to be 1, 2, or 3 hexes away point blank. But even operating at the long range for short-range missile packs, the chance to spread, right? The chance for a 4-pack or a 6-pack to spread out and hopefully find that crit that my medium lasers have punched in. So I see a medium range mech focused on medium lasers, focused on short-range missile packs, dancing at that band where I can cut down my speed a little bit. I'm not at long range, I'm at medium range. The modifiers are still there, but I've got that degree of safety where I'm keeping you at bay, and I'm just going to try and light you up with tons and tons of medium lasers. Turning it over to my fellow mech warriors, my fellow mech commanders, what machines, and of course, medium mechs, weight class, heavy and assaults, what machines do you think operate within that mid-range band?